Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at a new addition for the Open Great League meta. We're gonna take a look at Leafage Dartrix. Dartrix is interesting because Dartrix is, unlike the Sidgei, not a ghost type, it's a flying type. So flying plus the grass typing, which you also have here on our Saysop, the Jumpluff, which is the best Saysop for this kind of team in my opinion. I tried out before Saysop of Victory Bell, because that's also something that's more like a BM, or like in general like more the the Pokemon that you don't really want to face in the Great League. Let's be honest with that one there. So I tried this one out first, played for 3 games and then quit out of it because I felt like I'm just missing some bulk, like I didn't have enough shields for the end game. It didn't really benefit me too much as a Saysop right now. I didn't play perfectly well as well today, to be fair. I had some lag as well as always, to be fair, right now. Like, there is not a day where I don't have lag in Go Battle League. If you have lag, I feel with you. But still, we're going to take a look at Dartrix today, and let's see what we're going to have here. We're going to have a Quagsire against us, which we can now go ahead and go for on Seed Bomb, but they're going to now try to retaliate with a bait, which I'm going to shield up. Would have been triple resisted, but of course I cannot know that. And let's take a look at Dartrix now, taking this Stone Edge like a champ, still going to be able to survive that one. And in comes now the Medicham here, and let's take a look at the Stab Brave Bird. This is the thing that you don't have on the Sidgei, because the Sidgei losing the flying typing, gaining the ghost typing there, losing Stab on the Brave Bird, but also gives it some better coverage. I feel like that the ghost typing is better than the flying typing itself though right now, at least in the current meta. But maybe in like some other metas it shifts again, because I feel like grass plus flying was really good like 4 seasons ago or something, then kinda dipped again. But honestly, stuff comes back eventually, so like definitely Dartrix has a lot of bulk, by the way, to it. Dartrix has like similar stat product, I think like 2100 or something. It should be like, I think it's kind of similar to a Lantern in terms of the bulk. So definitely still a very decently bulky Pokemon here. As you're going to encounter Swampert, and again we're going to encounter now a Medicham. Let's take a look if we're going to be able to just hit the Brave Bird immediately, because they don't know the moveset, but sadly they do know the moveset, cannot even talk anymore. But they have the Ice Punch coming in against us, and that's going to be now a tough match to win. The move counts for the opponent's Medicham is 6, 6, 6, and 5. So we have to try to catch a move for the 6th fast move after they go for their second Ice Punch, which is no, and we're going to be able to exactly do that. But still going to be a tough one to win, because Seed Bomb is nerfed. It's going to take a little bit here to knock them out, but they're going to swap into the Swampert anyway and snipe us here. So this is going to be a good game. Well played by the opponent. Could have definitely maybe been a win, but I don't know. Like, it was definitely a little bit of an awkward one here. Let's take a look at the next one. We're going to encounter here the worst possible lead for us, as well as the worst possible Saysop. This is something that I encountered as well a lot of times. I just got hardwalled a lot of times. So yeah, here you're going to see the honest truth about how it went with this team. I got hardwalled also quite a lot of times. I encountered so many random Ice-type Pokemon, but you might expect, yeah, Dewgong, the Alone Sandslash, of course you're going to encounter those Pokemon. But no, I encountered a Bombersnow, I think I encountered a Frostus, don't know if this one is in here as well. But I counted like so many ice types that I didn't really see for ages. And now we're going to have the Surf Edged. Well, again, this is looking like a pretty decent matchup for the Dartrix. Dartrix is not really able to just take down 2 Pokemon. And the biggest or whatever like is this one here. Take a look at this. Bubble Beam. Why are they running Bubble Beam on the Jellicent still? Like, didn't they see the only moveset that really happened last season? I mean, they most likely have Boom Burst on their Pokemon now, but they're still running Bubble Beam over Surf, which I find at least a little bit interesting. Surf is usually the best move, but here right now, Bubble Beam seems to actually do a solid work for them right now, but it's looking a little bit tough for me, as I'm now going to have to shield up a Bubble Beam from the opponent. Thank God for that, and of course, Surf Edge is going to be able to knock me out. I had to try to catch a move there, even then I would have lost this game, because I just got the hit from the Night Slash before, but yeah, I didn't really expect to get a Bubble Beam there. So again, next opponent, let's get completely hardwalled again, because why not? This happened just way too often. The cool thing about Jumpluff though is you're going to be able to win the Zero Shields against Noctowl, I think, if they don't throw immediately afterwards. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, we're going to be able to win the Zero Shields if they didn't throw immediately afterwards, but they win CMP sadly, so they're going to be able to win this matchup here as well. Not worth it for me to shield. I have to go ahead, and I'm going to try to farm up to 100 energy here, of course, so I can maybe go for an Earthquake afterwards, but honestly, again, we're gonna get hardwalled here right now. The opponent swaps out into the Swampert. seemingly very good for us, but honestly, it's not really. We will be able to now farm them all the way down with Leafage at least, which is going to be nice, but now we're going to have the Noctowl still available against our Dartrix, which is really not ideal, but we at least can get to one Seed Bomb here, trying to get the shield from the opponent, as I will be able to invest my own shield here against them. Sky Attack coming through, and we're gonna be able to go for another Seed Bomb to try to knock them out here. Let's take a look if we can still win this game here. We're gonna get the Medicham in against us. Of course, Medicham is going to have the move Ice Punch. Ice Punch going to do some pretty decent damage. And my only play here is to try to catch an Ice Punch onto my G-Fisk, which did not work out. So the opponent going to be able to now farm us all the way down, and I have to hope that I can just knock them with the Earthquake. Nope, I don't, and now they have still an Ice Punch stored. And at this point of time, I just have to hope that I can farm them down. Or if they have 1 HP left here, we will find out. Is this 1 HP? Can we knock them out through the shield? Of course we cannot, and they survive with exactly 1 HP again. And honestly, I just feel like so unlucky. Again, we got completely hardwalled in this game, but we still nearly came back because actually Dartrix is a good Pokemon. I feel like I just was super unlucky today. Like, again, we're going to encounter a random Ice type here, which I haven't seen for like ages. But we will be able to at least go for a Rock Slide here because we don't have them aligned with our backline. But still, Dartrix with Leafage, I feel like is a great Pokemon to have. I feel like that the Seed Bomb nerf really hurt this Pokemon though. I wish that like it had a move that would be a little bit faster to get to than like the Seed Bomb there. Maybe give it Leaf Blade or something. And like it would be such a strong Pokemon with like Leaf Blade. But right now, it just, I don't know, it feels a little bit weird. We're going to see here that they're going to be able to knock out the opponent, have the same amount of shields, but of course we're going to be low. We're going to swap out here into Jumpluff. Jumpluff, honestly, while we got hardwalled a ton of times with this Pokemon, all the neutral scenarios, or even this scenario, this Pokemon is pretty damn amazing. I really enjoyed Jumpluff. Jumpluff was a nice Pokemon to play. Didn't really like Galarian Stunfisk to play with it, to be fair. I could have went for Registeel as well. I'm not the biggest fan of Galarian Stunfisk. I know a lot of people just are in love with this Pokemon and think it's the best Pokemon ever. I always get like kind of annoyed playing this Pokemon because it's just, I don't know, it's just so lame. It's just like this big meta Pokemon where I'm like, yeah, cool, everybody running this. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Galarian Stunfisk here. It's kind of needed for the team though. Galarian Stunfisk just gives it the coverage for the flying type Pokemon while not being a Pokemon that's like sluggish with their charge moves like the Registeel. So it's definitely a decent Pokemon for this team and definitely a Pokemon that you kind of want with this team, but still maybe not ideal. What I maybe should have done with this team though is maybe try to go for the safe swap of the Sableye instead, but I most likely would have been still basically as hard count as I was the entire time here. But yeah, let's take a look at the next game. We're going to encounter another Mirror in the lead. Interesting that I'm actually going to lose CMP here because we have still 2 attack. Usually people try to go of course for a 0 attack variant of a Pokemon for the Great League. So I'm going to lose a CMP tile, which I'm going to try to take advantage of because if they go again for the Earthquake here, I'm going to have a great catch here, and it's going to be luckily the Earthquake. I was so expecting the Rock Slide at this point of time. Not gonna lie, I didn't expect that this would work out at all. But still, we're going to be able to now take this Rock Slide pretty easily. They're going to stay in here and have to take another Grass type move against them. Let's take a look at this. Energy Ball going to hit them, and we're going to be still able to take another charge move here, which is going to be so nice. Jumpluff, such a bulky Pokemon, and we'll be able to even knock out the opponent here if they want to let this move go through. And they do want to let this move go through, leaving us with basically 1 HP. They can still farm us down here with the Sableye, but still looking pretty decent for us right now. I'm going to go ahead and go back into my Stunfisk here because I expect them to have either the Medicham in the back or some kind of flying type or something. So, or like not flying type, some type of grass type or something, because now we can still go ahead and go for an Earthquake here against the opponent, trying to get them low, trying to go into our own Dartrix and hope that we can just sweep endgame here right now. I was fearing the return here, so I'm going to use the shield up, and honestly, maybe it was not the smartest idea, but we're going to now get the Clefable out of the way, and we lose TMP against the Clefable. Clefable is less bulky than we are, so we will still be able to go for a move afterwards here, and we're going to not knock them out. So I guess it was decent for us that we didn't get the CMP type for us, and we would have went for the Brave Bird before because that would have knocked us out. But like this, Dartrix was able to sweep endgame here again. And honestly, if you just look at what Dartrix does in those games, it's actually pretty damn decent. Like honestly, it's really, really decent. We're just kind of lucky a lot of times, which just happens. Not the best day for Go Battle League. it is totally fine. I'm also okay with like losing Elo before we even had Elo. You see me here not running the craziest, strongest team, but rather the teams around like new Pokemon and showcasing new stuff. Because honestly, for me right now, we don't have a rating at start of the season. I rather have like some interesting fun content right now and then go for the full triad teams as soon as we basically get our Elo and try to get some more farm there as well and maybe get higher up to the rankings very fast. That might be something that will be interesting for the rest of the season as we're going to encounter a Lantern here. What's up, Lantern? We're going to have our Leafage now against you. Leafage is a bullet punch clone, so you see already does some pretty decent damage against the opponent, as the Seed Bomb is coming through and going to do some pretty decent damage as well against the Lantern here, as they go ahead and go for a charge move, which is only a Surf, allowing us to farm them all the way down, and we're close to a Brave Bird. In comes the Grand Ball, out comes the Grand Ball as well, as this Brave Bird is going to wreck them, as we see now the Scrafty coming in, and one more Acrobatics going to seal the deal here. Goodbye there, and we will be able to win this game here. And let's go into the next game coming up. What are we going to encounter here? Galarian Stunfisk against the Swampert. Not ideal, but we have at least two good answers in the back. In comes the Jumpluff, which is a worse answer for them, as they're going to get out the Galarian Stunfisk here. I take that, because I should be able to realign. And realigning here might be very beneficial for me, as long as I have something in the back that I can deal with my Galarian Stunfisk. Let's see here. Rockslide is coming through, not doing enough damage to knock me out here with another one either, and we will be able to go ahead and go for the next energy ball eventually as well here. As we see the Rockslide coming through, we will be able to go ahead, go for another charge move here, and let's see what they're going to have in the bag now after this one, going to knock them out, and we're going to see the Sableye coming in, allowing us to go into our Stunfisk, and our Stunfisk is basically now a sack, but they're going to actually be able to catch our move here, which is not really ideal for me, but I will be able to shield this move up, and it's looking pretty decent for us, as Dartrix is going to town here right now. We should be able to now go ahead, let this move go through. It's going to be the Hydro Cannon, which does not do enough damage, and we can just go for the Seed Bombs here. I can take one charge move from the opponent. It's going to be the foul play here, and the Seed Bomb should be able to get a shield from the opponent or put them into range where I can just go for a Rock Slide, and it puts them into the range for Rock Slide, and even another Seed Bomb is coming through, forcing a shield from the opponent. We have some energy onto our Galarian Stunfisk already, and we just have to reach two of those Rock Slides, and as they are going for the charge move, I just let this move go through, and there's no way in hell that they're going to lose this game here, as we're going to be able to just spam those Rock Slides against the opponent. There's no way they can win this game, as he can reach the next one here, and this is going to be a good game here. Goodbye there. Let's take a look at the next game coming up. What are we going to encounter here? We're going to see the Stunfisk against the Sableye. Not really ideal. I usually want to swap out here eventually, at least, because we have an ABB line. If you didn't know how ABB lines work, I still say it basically every time I use one. You have to swap out of neutral leads eventually, because you have to keep your lead alive, just in case, for example, here, there would be a Registeel in the back. Here, for example, there's a Noctowl in the back, which we also definitely want to have our Galarian Stunfisk for that job, but we're still going to be able to go ahead and go into our Jumpluff, which honestly, I kind of make a mistake here. I should have shielded this move up here, because it was such a good matchup for me. I could have get out of this matchup with a ton of health still left. But like this, we have to go for an Acrobatics and still knock them out. And look at this, we have a Registeel in the back. What a surprise. That's why you keep your lead alive. That's how this all kind of works. I always see that in the comment section where like people are confused the teams that are unbalanced work, but this is actually why they work, because they're unbalanced. They can basically get out Pokemon that you don't want to face, but honestly I make the worst mistakes here this game. Let's take a look at this one. We're going to see the foul play coming through. I should just go straight for the Seed Bomb. No, I over tap by one, allowing the opponent to get to another one. I have to hope that I can survive that. I don't survive that, and at this point of time this game is over. I could have most likely easily won this game if I just went ahead and shielded the move up. Or like not shielded the move up, went for my move immediately. But I didn't, for whatever reason. Don't question me, I have no idea why. I would have been able to win this game if I just didn't be like an idiot there. Honestly, that was just my own fault, completely overtapped. Could have won this game, my own mistake. Totally fine. Let's take a look at the next opponent here. We're going to see the Kofagarigas coming in. Going to be the Shadow Ball coming through here, as it's going to do around half of our health. We of course forced to shield up the next one, which is only going to be a Dark Pulse. No, it's going to be the Shadow Ball, so we would have definitely went down from that one. But Acrobatics, an Outrage clone, is a flying type move, is doing a ton of damage against the opponent, but not enough to knock them out. Forcing us to invest another shield here, which is now going to be the Dark Pulse, and we can at least farm them all the way down, as they're going to get in the 90s. I might have been able to get to two moves as I went for the Energy Ball here instead, but sadly not, because I think I overfarmed by a little bit because of that. And Honestly, I maybe misplayed this one here. This is going to be the Azumarill. We're going to be able to easily win this game here as long as they don't have the Hydro Pump. Most Azumarill are not running Hydro Pump nowadays, but you know already if I say it like this, likelihood of them having Hydro Pump is pretty damn high, right? But we're going to be able to go for another Seed Bomb here, and sadly, Dartrix is just not going to be able to knock them out. We would have needed at least... Actually, we would have needed 2 moves, so I don't think that was an issue for me. But yeah, 1 shield down, we were not able to knock them out here, otherwise it would have been fine. But this is going to be it for today's video. Dartrix is a very cool Pokemon. I feel like this Pokemon was really decent, to be fair, but yeah, it didn't really work out that crazy well here. Still, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on the video, and I hope I see you in the next one. 2 videos on the screen right now, check them out if you haven't already, and bye!